Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 96. The first setup was submitted by Herman. The furniture doesn't really match the desk, so to do that makes it look even weirder.
The legs of the desk are a different color as well, actually. Gray on one side, black on the other. Which
is weird, and I don't get it because I don't know if it's like the perfect height with that drawer over there. Why doesn't he just use the drawer as two legs? You know what I mean?
That'd be quite good. Two drawers on either side, yeah. In
terms of like the actual triple monitor setup, it's great. One of my problems, and it's actually one of the problems I don't like about the shed setup, the desk isn't deep enough. So that is even less deep than the desk I have here in the shed. And it's like you're too immersed. It's almost like you're doing VR because you're so close to the monitors. And I don't know, I feel like that might not be ideal. You love cars apparently, but you can't really tell unless you squint your eyes.
That's a little bit like a last minute stick up thing, like just tape, just need to put something up on the wall.
Oh, he's like, oh, Matt's gonna kill me for not having anything on the wall. Okay, here we go.
Like that,
yeah, so I mean, I definitely think spread that, show us that you like cars, put it all over the place. Don't use Scotch tape for things like that. Herman walked away with a 74. The next setup was submitted by Jack. It's full of personality for sure. I mean, it's like not the best setup, but in terms of like showing off what he loves, I mean, he definitely does that.
Kind of looks like he's got three separate setups going on in the same area, which I quite like. You know, he's utilizing the space that he has got pretty well, I guess.
The only problem is like, I feel like his actual desk setup is cable managed better than his entertainment setup, which is weird because it's usually vice versa. The right side, I mean, I guess it goes for both sides. It's just like a lot going on for a small little desk. I don't know, I don't hate it. I think it's great because he's utilizing the space. And honestly, I'm okay with him utilizing more of the space for the Halo stuff than his actual setup. You know what I mean?
All right, okay. I thought you would actually have something to say about that negative. I didn't think you'd be a fan of like having everything Halo, because it is pretty much, that is like a shrine to Halo.
Oh yeah, but he does it so well. You know, normally people, they half-ass it, and I mean, he could fill up that whole thing. Jack scored a 76. The next setup was submitted by Kyle. You are one lucky human being. You better be grateful. You better give your dad and mom a hug every day. I mean, this is nice. I mean, not the best setup ever, like in terms of usability and a setup, but in terms of the actual room, looks amazing. I love the color of the wall. It's very unique. The desk is great. In terms of what you have everything. I mean, I would definitely lay it out a little bit different.
That wall, especially on the left, what do you think that is? I think it's plastic or something?
It might just be like actual wallpaper. I can't tell, but it looks like it has some dimension to it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
The center of it, I like the idea of rotate to each little part of the setup. I get that, but he's pushing himself to the left side of that main centerpiece, which defeats the purpose. You want to show off the PC? Great, put it in the corner, the absolute corner of the room, and you can feed everything through. It's going to be easy to cable manage, but that TV, that monitor, all that stuff should be centered, dead center. Yeah, so what do you think about that?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's got so much good stuff in there.
This is really, really, really nice. I don't really have anything to critique. I mean, I would maybe lay some things a little bit different, but it's yours. This is how you want it.
It's pretty much the case. I mean, I was written down like things he could possibly do, and it's like, nah, this guy knows what he's doing.
Kyle scored a 90. The next setup was submitted by Benjamin. Very simple, very straight to the point, but at the same time, he does have a lot, and I think he did a good way of displaying it.
That desktop doesn't want to be on that side of the desk.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Other side of the desk. Center everything over is what we said about 10 minutes ago or whatever. It'll make this out a hell of a lot better.
Would you do something with the left side of the wall? Would you put some there, or do you like it empty?
Yeah, I wrote that down. I was thinking it could just do with like a massive Deadpool poster. I could just imagine on that red wall. It'd be fantastic.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah, to kind of flow with everything.
Nice black gloss framing.
Yeah, that would be sick. I mean,
actually, one thing he definitely does need is an extended mouse mat, because there's no way he uses that mat as it is.
That's what I was gonna say. I forgot, because how do you circle your mouse around on that? You can't.
I did this actually on my setup here. I went from the very left-hand side of my monitor to my very right, and I was like, that's like 4 inches. So
yeah, seriously.
No way.
Benjamin scored a 73. The next setup was submitted by Devin.
The only thing I've got against it is that blue and red theme doesn't really gel with me with a white chair.
Yeah, it's like a
bit disjointed. Do you really not like the desk? I don't
think it's okay. There are some things about it that are nice. I hate keyboard trays, so that'd be like my first complaint.
It's a nice wide keyboard tray though.
It is nice. Usually they're like that piece of crap small wood that's like really nothing. I think that the shelving unit is not going to work because the TV should be mounted, tilted down. The speakers should be on the same. I mean, the speakers, I know some people are going to say, yeah, the speakers are like, oh, it's in a fine spot. Like, sure, but it would be better Wouldn't it be better if it was down where the monitors are? Devin scored an 86. The next setup was submitted by Chris.
It's a very nice setup. I guess if you just, I don't know, want to cut the third on the right away, just ignore that. Spot on. But if you include that right hand side, I kind of feel like it drags all the rest of the marks down just a little bit.
It just needs to be cleaned up a little, because you look at the left, and I mean, this guy took time to get his monitors perfectly mounted. I mean, it's not often
really nice and level.
Yeah, normally they're like a little bit off and they're not really the nicest looking, but this is like, I mean, they are perfect. It's nice. I think it's just the surrounding area, honestly. The setup itself, nice theme, and the right side, Chris scored an 85. The next setup was submitted by Nick. How dare you? I mean, first off, I don't even know why you gave him a 1.
Why did you accept this?
Well, because the top isn't that bad.
This should be setup nightmares. It really should.
Really? You think so?
That scared me when I saw that under the desk.
Monitor placement, it's like not even touching perfectly. They're not tilted, so I don't know how the usability is.
TV's not centered.
Yeah, the TV is off to the right side, and it's like got a fat bezel, and I mean, it's like there's just so many things you could do to just make this so much better. And I like that you have that cartoon comic thing on the right side. Like, oh my god, personality. It looks good with the color of the wall. Do more of it. Nick scored a 54. The next setup was submitted by Joekeem.
Yeah, I just like it. Sort of nice DIY desk. Triple monitors have done really, really well, apart from they could just do with a little bit of tweaking to line them up. It's good overall, other than I don't know if the theme lets it down a little bit. Just a little. Just needs more personality, I think. I can see obviously he's into the caps on the top.
The desk, and this is like my opinion, some people like that look, but it just looks like you were so happy, you built it, and you're like, I don't want to stain it, I don't want to finish it. I'm just
I
gonna
wish
let
they'd
it
done
be.
something with the desk, like stained it.
Yeah,
Or
at
paint.
least stain it. Make it a little bit darker. Joekeem scored an 81. The next setup was submitted by Eric.
He's got a glass desk in front of a wooden desk. Like, to get to the drawers behind, he's got to go under the desk, pull everything up. And then he's got stuff in the way as well that would stop him doing that. He's got the table legs as well. Too much going on, really. All that stuff on the left-hand side. Put a shelf up above the monitors. Just stick it all up on there. Just get it off the workspace.
Your triple monitors, not going to work because of the furniture. And it's almost like you should just stick with the two displays on the right side. You know what I mean?
That one on the left is hidden behind his like snare and microphone anyway. I don't know if he just brings them in and takes them out.
Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose if you can't move the microphone. Eric scored a 63. The final setup was submitted by Jake.
Literally all I wrote down for everything on this was like on point, on point, on point, on point. It's beautiful.
It is.
I really like it. The only thing, if I have to give a criticism now, the only thing it would be is just a headphone stand would be nice.
And I think this is one of those setups where it makes sense for him not to put it around his setup, because
which is what you get. You get like massive points for out of sight, out of mind, and then massive points for theme, because you just distance yourself from it at the same time. Yeah, I like it.
Jake scored a 96 and first place. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 96.